I just want to make sure you understand.
So this is an issue that has been percolating under the surface. It is not noticed for discussion. So I'm just going to go over it really briefly because Michael raised it with me earlier as his perception is it's very urgent right now. And that is the question of cell towers on schools. It's come to us now from at least 2, possibly 3 different sources that there's some community concern about the existence of those towers. Next Wednesday there will be a hearing on conditional use permit to place a new one on Glendale at the city because it's higher than I guess the zoning allows. Did you have a question, Janet? Or? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were asking me a question. So that's the urgency. I mean, that's happening on Wednesday. Mikkel and Janet have collected information. We have cell towers on many of our schools now. And so if we're going to bring that forward as an item of discussion for future, that's going to be a big item of discussion. And we'd like you to come prepared to discuss it with any of the things you've heard from the community. The preliminary search of information that Janet did and that I followed up on is that there isn't an established danger to students or to people around those cell towers, but it is still, the information is still being collected. So anyway, so the question is, do we want to schedule that as a discussion item for the board to talk about cell towers on schools? Michael has a related but not the same issue. I'm sorry, Michael, I'm just paraphrasing for you because I'm tired and it's the end of the night.
I'll help you.
His concern is that we should be signing all of those contracts because they're leases on our land. My sense is a little different than that. This is a revenue generator, we're not committing money from the public coffers to go to any of these cell providers. They're actually giving money to us. And it all goes back into the school accounts. Some percentage of it goes to 20% goes to the school on which the tower sits, 80% goes into the fund to be redistributed among all the schools. So that's the quick and dirty. Mikkel is going to send more information.
That's what I'm interested in hearing.
Yeah.
That's specific, what the contracts are, where how much money it generates.
And you're doing it. You're going to collect them and send it to all the board members. But I only bring it up tonight because of this hearing, because Michael feels really strongly about it and he's planning to speak out at the hearing. And I thought all board members should be.
But can I clarify? My concern was that it's saying that that I went and looked online, and it looks like 10 years ago, those did come to the board. It was your predecessor would bring those to the board, and I think that's in compliance with state law that says that the Board of Education conveys the land, can sell, buy, and lease land. And so if these are lease agreements, and then like today I went and got the application that they turned in, and they're saying that the Board of Education is the one that some guy named Randy Johns is signing here for the Board of Education, saying that we're leasing this land. And then I get people in my neighborhood on me that, why are we doing this? I said, we're not. It's not the Board of Education. So my concern is that 10 years ago, they were being brought, the leases were being brought.
Mikkel was the superintendent 10 years ago.
Okay. Well, that was what
I brought them for the first time to the board because they were done locally at schools without the board or district's knowledge.
Then why didn't this one from Glendale come?
I have no idea exactly what you're referring to. It may just be an application. It might not be the lease agreement itself. Master agreement was probably signed by the board's representative, which would be Janet. So the original lease probably is signed on behalf of the board.
So all I want to do right now, because the hour is so late, was to give you the heads up, and then I would like you to let me know if this is a topic that you would like to have scheduled, because Michael does want to schedule.
After we have the information from Mikkel, you're sending us, because I saw that memo earlier, or an email you sent out to us saying that you would provide additional information to us.
Exactly.
And so, Michael, your concern is who's signing?
No, my concern is that like the application that they're submitting for conditional use to the Planning Commission is saying that the Board of Education of Salt Lake City, because we're the owners, and I'm saying, if we 10 years ago, if those things came to the board for approval, why aren't they coming to the board for approval now? And then how is somebody else using our name as a board and saying, yeah,
so it sounds like we need to get some additional information.
Yeah, we'll get the information first and then we'll revisit it. But let me know.
But then the Planning Commission, then, Mike, that's going to go through with, it's actually, you know, a deception to say for the Planning Commission to be told that the Board of Education supports this because we haven't voted on this.
So that's your only concern, is that we're not approving these?
Oh, no, there's more concerns, but I think that the, you know, I agree with some of the families that are talking about some of the safety issues, but I'm saying, well, we shouldn't, this shouldn't be in the Planning Commission with the city if the board didn't approve it, because they're saying, they're being told this, some guy here at the district, Randy Johns, is saying he's the owner of the school, of the board, and he's signing for the Board of Education on this application.
So Michael, just to be clear, I'll say the same thing to the group that I said to you, and I think what this is, I mean, I agree that this is something for consideration, but that use of the Board of Education is the use of the Board of Education as the body corporate. It's the same reason
Right.
it's on the front of the building.
Right,
even
that
though
we
none
should
of
be
this
voting
is-
on it if our name.
But I mean, I think in this case, it's used synonymously with the Salt Lake City School District.
Well, it shouldn't, then they need to change the application then, you know. So that's gonna be my issue with the Planning Commission in the city, that this is a fraud because the Board of Education has not voted on this. And I'm a member of that board and I can attest to that. So I don't know where they're going with that.
All right, thank you.